Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and there's no David. so, apparently the folks in Florida have been a bit busy today. I was going through the comments from our last video on Laura Loomer, and someone mentioned in there that we need to do a reading on Trump, how his emotions are right now. And so I hopped on the internet and saw that someone was pointing a gun his direction while he was playing golf at Mar-a-Lago. So there's obviously not a lot of information out there right now. David put a video out on his Tarot by the Bay channel. It's doing, it's gotten a lot of views. Although David admits that his reading was probably off, so he's going to re-record it. So I told him I would do a quick reading here on the Twin Tarot channel. He's got a lot going on today, so he wants to kind of focus on the things he needs to do around his house, and then put a updated video on the Tarot by the Bay channel. So I thought I would do one for Twin Tarot, just for you folks here that are interested in what's going on, because I have no idea. My understanding is the gentleman, and we'll use that in quotes, the person of interest who's suspected of an assassination attempt, his name is Wesley Routh. It was like, my understanding was shots were fired, but I don't believe he fired any shots. I believe it was Secret Service firing in his direction. He had an AK-47 assault rifle that he had poked through the fence. The Secret Service were a couple of holes ahead of Trump, and they saw him hanging out by the fence line. And as soon as they saw the rifle go through the fence line, they opened fire on him. They now have him in custody. He has not made any statements yet. So I want to do a reading on it. Trump's obviously okay. He's gonna campaign like crazy on this. Fight, fight, fight. I'm sure there'll be a new set of sneakers coming out real soon. And of course, this will probably be blamed on Democrats and whatnot. So I want to do a reading on the energy of Trump and the energy of this Wesley Routh. What was he thinking? So for entertainment purposes only, I'm going to do a solo reading. So fingers crossed I don't mess this up too badly. So we'll see what we got here. Okay, so one more shuffle. What is the energy around Wesley Routh? What was he thinking? Why would you take a shot at Trump? I mean, the campaign's not doing great. It seems like Harris has all of the momentum. So what were you thinking? What were you hoping to accomplish here? And make sure the deck's up right out. Okay. All right. Foundation of the reading is the Empress. The Empress is all about abundance and surplus and things going great. It's also a very emotional card. So this could be someone who's a very emotional person or maybe someone who's thinking that America is losing its way, that it's the abundance that America has enjoyed is going away, and that by taking a shot at Trump, he's saving America. Crossed with the Emperor. Okay, there's the Trump card. So I think that's kind of what he's thinking, is that Trump is taking away the abundance and the prosperity of America, and he felt he needed to do something about it. Underneath it is the Page of Pentacles. This could be one of two things. It could be Trump's his immature 12-year-old self showing the world all the values that he brings. It could also be this guy's just naivete, thinking that by doing Trump, he's doing the world a favor. That by assassinating him, the world is going to be a better place. All right. In the past, we got the Eight of Swords. It's kind of a nightmare situation that he can't see a way out. That, nothing seems to take Trump out. Trump is kind of like Rasputin that way. He's just, everything seems to be like Teflon. None of the court cases are going forward. All of the stuff that would normally end someone's campaign, Trump just seems to be emboldened, and it broadens his appeal. I mean, it's just like Trump said, with 34 indictments, that would sink a campaign. But for him, it was a fundraising boon. Everyone loved him for it and gave him more money. So he probably thought, hey, there's just no way out. This is the only way to end this nightmare situation. And if he just takes the blindfold off, he'll see that there's a clear path forward. Once again, so the current situation, Page of Wands. Wands are about creativity. They're about messaging, courses of action. So he just thought, this is the best way to move forward, is to shoot him with an AK-47. It'd be truly ironic given the Republicans' sort of their reluctance to put any sort of gun controls out there, that the two people with assault style rifles taking pot shots at Trump, or at least the first guy took a pot shot. The second guy was kind of sticking the barrel of the gun, waiting for him in ambush style, but never got off a shot. So it's just kind of that immature, naive approach, thinking that this was the best way to move forward. The overarching energy. Oops, I'm sorry. The overarching energy is the World card. I thought these cards are thick. I didn't think they were that thick. So the overarching is the World card. He was hoping to bring this cycle to an end. The end of MAGA, the end of Trump. I don't know what this guy's politics are. He could be a Democrat. He could be MAGA. But whatever it was, he didn't like the direction Trump was taking things, and the impact it was having on the world. And he wanted this cycle to end. The lesson to be learned, as we've all seen, is the Ten of Pentacles legacy. There's two things here. His legacy and his family legacy is going to be very tarnished this point forward. I mean, it's just like any other person who attempts an assassination on a political figure like a president. You really tarnish your legacy. Whether you're successful or not, you're going to tarnish your legacy. It's not fame that you're going to get. It's infamy is what you're going to get. Lesson to be learned is, it's also Trump's legacy of all the hatred and all the nastiness he spews. It's once again, Frankenstein was the doctor. Okay, the monster was not. The monster was the monster. Frankenstein was the doctor. This is something Trump has been bringing on with all of his rhetoric and all of his hatred and all of his intolerance. There's two lessons to be learned. One from the shooter's perspective and one from Trump's perspective. You brought this on yourself. This is a direct consequence of your action. And so it would be lovely to see the karma card come up next. But this is karma at work. This is your own fault. Oh, hey, the outcome is the Four of Pentacles. This is my Trump card. I got this card when Trump was, we were debating whether Trump was going to debate with Biden. And as soon as David threw it, I said, yeah, he's going to be there. This is Trump. He is going, there's a couple things. He is trying to keep it all together. Health, Pentacles are health, wealth, things of value. So what Trump is going to do is he's going to take this and he's going to grab a hold of it real tight. He's going to grab it real tight. And he is going to try and milk this opportunity. Fight, fight, fight. I was kind of kidding at the beginning of this. There'll be a new pair of sneakers, right? He's going to do something to try and leverage this because he's not able to manifest anything else with nicknames. So he's going to try and blame the Democrats. He got a boost the last time someone took a pot shot at him. So he's going to try and take a boost on this again. He's going to try and milk this. I mean, he didn't actually get shot this time, so Lord knows where he's going to put the bandage, right? So, this guy was just, he was misguided. I guess that's an easy conclusion to draw, right? It's just he thought he was going to do the world a favor or end this this cycle of what we're going through in our world. And unfortunately, it seems like our lesson is not quite over yet. Our lesson hopefully will be over after November 5th, after the elections. That's when we are going to prove that we've learned our lesson, and that this is this kind of hatred and intolerance is something that we reject and we want to move past. And once we do that, then that life card really comes into play. We end this cycle. It's the conclusion of this, and we move forward. And if you watch the debate and you got Kamala Harris's message, it's such a joyful, hopeful, positive message. And that's where we're going to go if she wins. If Trump wins, we're just going to sink into darkness. None of us wants that. Well, apparently if you're MAGA or a fundamentalist Christian, you're totally okay with that. The rest of us, however, are not okay with that. So now I want to read Trump's energy on this. I suspect he's going to be grifting like crazy. So let's see what the cards say. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay. So Trump, I'm going to do one more shuffle while I ask the question. Trump had a second assassination attempt on him. There were no shots fired by the assassin, but it was close enough to count. So, what is Trump's energy right now? What is he going to do about this? Is he going to become more subdued and try and calm down the rhetoric? Is he going to try and grift like crazy and fundraise? Has he learned a lesson from this yet? Yeah. The lesson is either calm down or make money on it. Okay, so the foundation is the Knight of Wands. We are going to message on this. Folks, I don't think this is going to be something where his messaging is going to be a positive, happy messaging about, calming things down and taking down the temperature. No, look at this. This guy's on his horse. The horse is rearing. He is getting ready to throw a message out there. Crossed with the 8 of Wands, and it's gonna be lots of messaging, and it's gonna happen fast. So keep an eye on his Truth Social posts. I'm sure he is absolutely going berserk with it right now, as is probably as the news agencies are going. Underneath it all is the 10 of Swords. It is things are coming to an end. This attempt, although it was obviously not a successful attempt, is bringing things to an end. So even though the assassin might not have achieved his goal through a bullet, this may be the final straw for a lot of people, where they're seeing that, they're finally waking up to Trump's rhetoric and the danger of these assault rifles and these Looney Tunes that seem to have these assault rifles. And people are probably going to look at this and say, okay, you know what? We need to do something about this situation. Whether it's about the candidate, which is one solution, about gun control, which is another solution, or maybe both. In the past, we have the Judgment card. So, the first time Trump had a bullet whiz by his ear, he was blowing the trumpet to his faithful. Look there, you got to fight. You got to stand up and fight for me, and give me money, because these are the crazy Democrats trying to, steal the election and all this other nonsense. And it turned out the guy that did it was a, total Trump Republican. His family was total Trump Republicans. Current energy is the 10 of Cups, the happy family. Look, I'm safe, I'm well, everyone's okay, I survived because I'm so, I'm the God's chosen one, as it were. He's definitely going to play this up. He is not going to get humbled by this. This is only going to embolden him. Overarching energy is the Hierophant. It's, it's about, he might blame the government for this. He might look at, in this case, I am the government and you need to bow to me. I am the former president, and clearly, God has chosen me as the chosen one because, I'm surviving all these attempts on my life. I'm sure some of that will be messaging that comes out, because that's consistent with the messaging that he had when he got winged by a bullet the first time in the ear, or shrapnel, depending on your point of view. Lesson to be learned is the emperor. Once again, Trump's going to be Trump. This plays right into his showmanship and his desire to be the center of attention, right? This is just going to give him the opportunity to be the narcissist that he is. And the outcome. Well, that's a card I really wasn't expecting. 5 of Pentacles. This is not going to help his campaign. Trump has this is a transitional card, as Dave mentioned in one of our earlier readings. The 5s tend to be transitions. Trump is, he holds all the wealth and he holds all the power, but he just keeps neglecting people. He others people. And the guy that was pulling the trigger, he may be in this other group. He may be a disappointed MAGA person who was pissed off that Trump said that he lost the election by a whisker. He could be someone who lost a family member in a school shooting. We don't know what his background is yet, but the outcome is Trump keeps shutting people out in the cold. And because he isn't going to change his path, he's the one that's ultimately going to be out in the cold. He and Vance are going to be out in the cold come election day. He's going to try and make something of this, but at the end of the day, it's not going to work. Once again, if he wants to come back inside and join the rest of us, he needs to tone it down, and he's just not going to do it. So, what have we learned here? We learned that this is for entertainment purposes only, right? So what have we learned is this guy was unsuccessful. He was probably a bit naive in thinking that he would be successful and that this was going to change things. What have we learned about Trump? Trump's not going to change things. He's going to try and grift on this, and he's going to do the same old dog and pony show. The only difference is he won't have a big maxi pad taped to his ear this time. But he's gonna be running at the mouth. I guarantee you his True Social account is going ballistic right now with him, and he's gonna be pointing fingers at everybody. That's my intuitive guess. Because you got that 8 of Wands there. He's gonna be out there messaging like crazy. It's gonna be on the news cycle, obviously. That's no. You don't need to be an intuitive to know that. So we'll know more as we get further into this. Let me throw one more set of cards on this, because it's probably a question we all have, and that question is going to be: will this have a positive impact on Trump's election campaign? Will this benefit Trump? I'm going to just do a little 4-card around this one here. Obviously, I'm sure every tarot reader on the planet has got a video out right now, and the last thing you need is another one from me on a twin tarot channel, only one twin available. So here we go. Let's wrap this up with: will this have a positive outcome on Trump's campaign for entertainment purposes only? Okay, the foundation is the 7 of Pentacles. Well, we're looking into it. We're trying to see how we can leverage this. The 8 of Swords, not finding a way out. More Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, and the Kamala Harris card. Okay, you know what? No, it's not going to help him. Trump is evaluating the situation right now, trying to see how we can leverage it. He's disappointed that the assassin did not get a shot or two off like the last guy, because he can't play the hero Purple Heart recipient like he did on the last time. His he and his staff are working around the clock trying to figure out how to spin this to earn money. But at the end of the day, he has so much baggage, and he cannot get that campaign over to the calmer waters into the shore. And at the end of the day, it's Kamala Harris is going to benefit. So in other words, this is not going to benefit Trump. He's not going to get that big pop-up like he did in Pennsylvania when the kid popped off a couple of shots at him. It's certainly a serious thing, and he is going to message like crazy on it, but he is not going to benefit from it. Not the current energy anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this nonsense, please give it a thumbs up. If you really like the nonsense, subscribe. Woohoo! Leave a comment. I read every single comment. And that's the reason why this video is coming out so late, is because I was reading the comments from our last video, which is actually doing quite well on Laura Loomer. So if you haven't seen that, take a look at that. We had a lot of fun with that. We've got some readings coming up on Trump's health this week, his mental health, emotional health, and physical health. Good thing he didn't get actually shot, because then we'd have to reshoot some of these videos, right? Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.